Spanish 1 or sophomore Spanish, and this is chapter 21. We're going to start with on page 324 with irregular IE verbs. Irregular IE verbs. And the previous chapter we learned 4 verbs whose stem vowel changes from E to I in every person except nosotros and nosotros form. So we have pedir, servir, repartir, corregir. And we go from pedir to pido in the yo form. If it is the yo form of servir, we go into sirvo, repetir, repito, and corregir, corrijo. And so just a quick reminder, irregular verbs are verbs that depending on certain forms, we need to change the stem of the spelling of the stem as well. And so regular verbs, we change the ending, whereas irregular verbs, we will change the stem at least one or more of the forms of the verb. And so in this chapter, we're going to learn a set of verbs whose stem vowel undergoes a similar, though not identical change. And these verbs are the infinitive form of the verb. We have pensar, cerrar, comenzar, confesar, and recomendar. And so they're on page 324. It's the second break there on the page. And what we do is, if you look at the left-hand side of the table there, you notice that we have pensar. And what we do is with every form, we, instead of just having an E, we add an IE. And so we have pensar, and so we will have pensar, pensar, and then we would add an I there, to where we will have, in this case, let's say the yo form would be pienso. And so notice there we have an IE there, and we have an IE, so we go from pensar to pienso. All right, pienso. And so we will do that with the other 4 verbs as well. And the only exception that we have there is if it's a nosotros form. So nosotros form, I want to make sure you guys can see it. So nosotros form, we would have pensamos. Pensamos. And let's go ahead and section that off. That's for the second part of this lesson. So we want to focus right here for now. And so we have the nosotros form, we use pensamos. All right, and whether it is whether if it's cerrar, comenzar, confesar, recomendar, recomendar, whether it's the other 4 verbs, we will still do the same thing. We will have the same ending. We'll have that A-M-O-S ending. We have an A-M-O-S ending for nosotros form. So irregular IE verbs, we have those 5 there, and then we're using pensar as an example since it's the first one, so we'll just use that one for now. But we go from pensar, and then we add an I in front of E, and in this case we have the yo, we'll do the yo form, so it'll be pienso. And if it were usted form, we'll change it to an A, we will do piensar. And so remember the usted form, the ending for usted form, when it is an AR verb, and remember the infinitive form of a verb, if it's an AR verb, would have an AR ending. And so in this case, if it's usted, we would change the usted ending for usted form would be an A. And so we would have piensar. But in this case, yo form would be pienso. So those are irregular IE verbs. We have those 5 verbs there. And later we'll also put on there an exercise for you all to do. And so these are irregular IE verbs.